Hey guys, welcome to the Unfiltered Woman podcast. It's your girl Mariah.
And your girl Tabitha.
Hey y'all.
Here we are again.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So on this episode, we're going to talk about how nobody told us about the reality of becoming a mom.
Yes.
The real reality. The one that no one talks about.
That part, or says anything, or suggestions, or anything in that nature.
Yes. Everyone talks about pregnancy, giving birth, like the after, but not really the details, the nitty gritty stuff. So we're going to go into it and just talk about postpartum, all the aftermath right after having a baby, and just what it is to be a mom in those early stages, but also trying to find yourself. So
Let's get into it.
let's get into it. So it is the first day, night, whatever it is, coming home, bringing a baby.
Okay.
What was your first night home with your newborn? And you have two girls, so go ahead and
Yes.
explain to us what that was like.
Okay. So with Kristen, it was very overwhelming because my first baby, I had a C-section. My milk supply wouldn't come right away, and my mom wasn't there because she was still in California.
So you were by yourself the first night?
I was by myself, yes.
Was dad there?
Dad was there,
Okay.
yes, he was present, so that helped a lot because it wasn't really you're not really by yourself, but still the anxiety
Yeah.
of, "Are they breathing? Let me check her." No sleep,
Mm.
for sure, you know? With Genesis, it was a little better because I
Okay.
kinda knew what to expect. So not as much as anxiety, but still let me check on her, let me make sure she's breathing throughout the night. I was nursing, so
Yeah.
just adjusting to that. But
Is that does it get easier on your second time around? Do
I
you
feel
think
like it does,
you feel it
yes.
does?
Yeah, it
Okay.
does. Because you already been through it. So it's kind of like, okay, now I'm going through it again. Granted, it's different, but it's still the same process.
Okay.
Even with the C-section, same healing process. Jen, it was a little bit more on my body, maybe just because of age.
Okay.
But just adjusting,
Oh, I see.
adjusting to routine. First month is just like, I'm just trying to get you through. I'm trying to get through my milk supply,
Mhm.
So how about you? How was your first night home?
I still remember like even leaving the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going in the car, loading her up, even like putting her in the car seat. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's so fragile, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
It was just that like putting her in there and then even being in the back seat with her
Mm-hmm.
and then telling my husband like don't drive too fast,
Right.
and I just remember breaking down. I started crying.
Yeah. Did
I
you?
started crying right away
Your
because I was like,
emotions.
I can't believe this actually is, I can't believe she's here. Like,
Yeah.
I have a video.
Yes.
He recorded me because he's like, oh my God. He was recording like a moment, like,
Right.
oh my God, our rainbow baby's here.
Mm-hmm.
Demi's here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, how you feel, mom? And then I was like, and I just started crying
Yeah.
because I think of the emotion. Oh my God, it's making me teary eyed. I
Right.
think of the emotion of how hard it was to get
Get
her
her the.
here, my
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy,
Yes.
how much I went through with that. And then, like, she's finally here,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just so excited and overwhelmed. And I just remember saying, like, oh my God, God answered my prayers. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
so good. But getting home, I remember my mom was there. She had like prepared all our bedroom because I remember telling her the doctor or the nurse said, make sure your sheets and everything are washed. Like
Mm-hmm.
make sure everything's cleaned and washed. And I was like, did we wash them before we like I don't remember. So I was like, Mom, can you wash my bedding stuff?
Yeah.
They said because of the baby. Like I was very that mom of like everything they told me I was doing.
Okay. Okay. Which is typical.
So she did all that for
Mm-hmm.
me. It was really nice. She had a whole little setup, flowers and stuff for her. It was so
Aw.
beautiful. And then I just remember, mind you, I did not sleep from the time I gave birth to her. She
Mm-hmm.
was born like at 3 in the morning,
Okay.
and I didn't sleep that whole time. I think just because also when they come in and out, even though she was like sleeping in her little clear bassinet that
That's
they
it.
have
Mm-hmm.
there, they kept waking her up because they check them and they
Yes.
want like it was just a lot. Like I couldn't really sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I got home, did all that with her, got her situated. I kind of laid down, and then it was kind of waiting for, well, do you remember when they tell you, like, you have to wait till you poop
Mhm. Mhm.
and all that?
Yeah.
So it was kind of being aware of that, and then I ripped. So I
Okay.
had stitches down there,
Yeah.
and that was uncomfortable, like, to
Mhm.
go pee, oh my god, so uncomfortable.
Very, yeah.
So it was just a lot, and I had stairs, so I had to walk upstairs. Um, I didn't sleep at all that night either. I didn't sleep for 2 days, I remember,
Mhm.
because my husband was like, "Babe, you need to sleep, like,
Yeah.
you have not slept." And I was like, "Okay, I will," but I think you have adrenaline,
Mhm.
because I felt like I was good, like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got it. I didn't think I was gonna hit crash at all, and
Mhm.
I just remember, my mom's like, "Hey, when the baby sleep, you
You
sleep
sleep.
too," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay," but I was like you, I was, like, checking if she was breathing,
Mhm.
like, I
Mhm.
was making sure she was comfortable,
Right.
like, it was just a lot of, like, and then
Mhm.
I would literally
Cat
put my
naps.
hand to feel.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So my first night was crazy,
Mhm.
um and I think for dad too, he was nervous. He was very, like, he didn't really sleep either.
Yeah.
I remember him being a little bit more, like, just mean, not
Okay.
mean, like intentional, but because
Mhm.
lack of sleep, lack of food, lack of everything, all of us.
Right, right.
And I think nervous too,
Yeah.
because he was worried about me, like, making sure I was good, So
Mhm.
I think it was just a lot all at once for that first
Combination of
night.
both. Yeah. Yeah,
So
for
for
sure.
sure. What shocked you the most?
I would say the healing process of, like, after you have a C-section.
Oh,
Like
how is that? So, did you know going into delivery you were gonna have a C-section?
with Kristen, no.
Okay.
I went to my follow-up appointment. She was full term, so I went to, I believe it was like my 38-week checkup,
Okay.
and they saw a lot of potassium in my urine, which can
Oh,
cause like health issues for mom and the baby.
how does that happen?
Um, I'm not too sure, to
It's
be
just your
honest.
body
It's just my body was
reacting.
producing too
Okay.
much of it
Okay.
somehow, some way. And so the doctor was like, this could be a threat to the baby
Oh
and it
my
could possibly
god.
threaten you. So I just think we should induce you. And I'm like, okay, people get induced all the
Yeah,
time.
why not?
Shouldn't be a problem. I just feel Kristen wasn't ready. Like
Okay.
she was originally supposed to be September 3rd and I had her
Mhm.
August 28th.
Okay.
So I feel if I would have pushed that time out, then
Mhm.
she probably would have came natural. But because we were like forcing her out, she came out, no lie, like holding the umbilical cord, like I'm never letting go. Like she
Oh.
wasn't ready, you know?
Oh,
Um,
that's cute.
so I didn't know what to anticipate with that. I'm like, okay, you're gonna do a C. She told me, you may have
And you
possibly
didn't know what to expect.
at all. I was just like, okay. And so we get to the hospital and they induced me. And, first you start with the potassium. Is that how you say it? Potassium, the
Patricia,
potassium.
yeah, that
The
part.
the
With the insert
IVs
too.
no, that's the suppository.
Oh,
Those
okay.
come later.
Oh god.
Or how does it go?
Girl,
Shit.
I don't
Hold on.
remember. I just know there was all kinds of hands going in there.
That part. They induced me and they tried different types of ways to
Okay.
induce me.
Ooh,
So long story short, by the time I was in labor for 34 hours,
yeah.
35 hours, it got to a point where she became stressed and they were like,
Mm.
we've tried everything. They had to tear my rip my water open. Oh
Ooh.
my gosh.
Did
You
that
thought,
hurt?
yes,
It does?
it
Ooh.
literally felt like somebody went up there and was like, "Let me pull it down." And it was like, my sister was there with me when I did it, and oh my gosh, she was crying because it
Mm.
was so painful. And then they tried all that, nothing worked. So the doctor was like, "Look, the baby's stressed." By then, the umbilical cord had got around her neck.
Oh,
And she was
shoot.
like, I really think, I mean, I could let you go for 4 more hours, but after that I can. I'm like, well, if she hasn't did nothing all these 30 something hours, what is
Hell
4 more
no.
hours gonna do? So
You're like, "Get her out now." Yeah, I would have
we
done
end
the
up
same.
having an emergency C-section because her heart just became distressed and with the umbilical cord, it was just crazy.
So, they tell you all that, and then what was the C-section? I've never done a C-section, I don't know. So, what was the C-section like? What did they tell
So
you? What happens?
so you the C-section is one of the most intense surgeries anybody can endure
Okay.
because of how much they have to cut.
Tissue.
They're going through tissue, muscles,
I
like
believe like 7 layers or something?
yes,
Right.
like
Okay.
literally cutting through you. Well, my doctor that gave me my anesthesia didn't give it to me. He missed one of the medicines, and
Wait,
so
what do you mean he didn't give you what?
something was lack of, and I felt fucking everything. So she's like, "Okay, mom, they're prepping you. You're up. You're awake during this. They
Yeah.
numb you." So she's like,
Oh,
"We're getting ready
hell
to go
nah.
in. You're gonna feel pressure." And I'm like, "Okay." So they start cutting and I feel the pressure, but then it started getting like intense pain. Like I'm literally on the bed and I'm shaking like this. And it's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I feel everything." He's like, "You feel everything." By then I was crying and I was just shaking like uncontrollably. And he
They
told the
didn't notice
doctor,
you shaking like that?
no, girl, we was jamming. They ask you what music you
Oh
want to
my
play. So we're
god.
jamming and the doctor is looking at stuff and he's grooving and he's like, "Hey man, something's wrong with her." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "I feel everything." And he's like, "Oh my gosh." So he went back, he did something and instantly the pain went
No.
away.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, hell no.
that was crazy. I was crazy. I will never forget that
Of
pain.
course
It
not.
was
How could you?
unbearable. So then after that, they wheel you back to the room. You see the baby. Typically, I feel like after you see the baby, you like crash, you knock out from all the medicine, the adrenaline, your
Well, and
body.
then they take the baby too. Right.
They take the baby. And so I just remember going to sleep and waking up in the room and I'm like, "Where's my baby? Like, where is she? Where is she?" And they're like, "Calm down. They're literally
She's
about
right
to
here.
bring
Yeah.
her in." And the moment after that, they brought her in, but it was just a lot of like shocking and just like very last minute and urgent and
Mm.
just, and it was just like, oh my gosh.
Well, and it was your first
It was my
experience.
first experience. My mom wasn't there. She
Oh
missed the
my
train. It
god.
was a whole episode. We pushed
Mm-mm.
her back, come in. So just that whole process to me was very shocking because
Okay.
I'm not anticipating that, I'd have to have a C-section. And then of course the
Mm.
aftercare is like a whole another story.
Oh
So
my god. Did you feel prepared? Like before you went into labor and then after?
I would say
Did you have a
my hospital bag,
yeah.
that was already packed, yeah. That stuff I was already kinda prepared for,
Okay.
but I wasn't anticipating my last, like, doctor visit, for
To
her
be
to
that.
be like,
Okay.
"Well, we're gonna induce you on Wednesday," and I went on, like, Monday, so it was like, "Shit, okay, it's happening." Jen, it was a whole different story, like, I feel like I was more prepared because 'cause I've kinda
You
already
already
been through it,
experienced it. Yeah.
So it was a matter of like we try to do a VBAC, which some women can have where you have a C-section your first time, but then the second time you can try and have vaginal. And it was the same thing. I just feel like my body just doesn't prepare for labor. Like it just
Okay.
wouldn't. I could never get past 3.5 centimeters. I believe with Kristen I got to 4 and it just stopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was just like, okay, with Jen, let's just have her.
Mhm.
But
Oh
even
my
that was a lengthy
gosh.
process. So, how about you? Were you prepared?
Yes and no.
Mhm.
I was prepared. Okay, I was again the typical mom. My first time, I went on TikTok, I went on
Okay.
Instagram, I went to look for everybody's you should take, what you shouldn't take, what you really need, that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. Like I just didn't know what to expect. And
Okay.
even I remember asking you questions, I would
Right.
ask other people questions, like, and they would tell me things, and I was just like, fuck. And basically, I came down to a conclusion of like, okay, well, to be real, everyone's pregnancy is different,
Yes.
and who knows how mine's gonna be. Instead of me stressing out about making sure I have this, have that, whatever, like, what can I do?
Mhm.
What if the shit's happening while I'm out somewhere and I don't even have my bag? Like, you know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? Like, I just got to a point like that. But I think when it got closer, because with Demi, I had a cervical cerclage done at 16 weeks
Mhm.
because my cervix was opening. So
Mhm.
they had to close it up. Because my previous pregnancy with Ari, which I lost her at 16 weeks, I didn't have a cervical cerclage.
Right.
So my water broke with
Okay.
her
Wow.
at 16 weeks, and I
That's
had to
crazy.
deliver her and all that. Yeah, that was my
That's traumatic.
first experience, like going through pregnant because I had to deliver her naturally.
Yes.
I didn't have to go like obviously a lot of centimeters. I think I had to go the most four actually, 4 centimeters.
Okay.
And they had to get her out and everything because then if not, obviously I can
Get an
an
infection and all
infection
that.
or all
Yeah.
kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. But that was very traumatic. I didn't even do an epidural with Ari. It was just like
It
going
just,
in and doing the depositories and waiting
yes.
for those to go. And
Did that feel like cramping or
yeah,
was it very painful or
no, it was painful. It was like cramping. Like I was like
severe
going,
cramps?
yeah, it was more like cramping, but like it was still contracting because I had to, they pretty much made it so I would deliver her
Like labor?
labor, but
Wow.
no baby, obviously. I
Yeah.
mean, her body, but it wasn't her,
Yeah, yeah,
but it
yeah.
was it was nice. I can talk about it now. I used
Mhm.
to cry a lot,
Yeah.
but I feel like over time,
Right.
especially when you lose a baby, it's a lot of, what can I say, like just a lot of stuff you're going through and mentally,
Mhm.
right? So I
Mhm.
feel that's why it took me a while to get Demi here too, because I wasn't prepared yet.
Mhm.
I didn't know what to expect with Demi, and I didn't wanna go through the whole thing again with Ari. I was really
Was
scared.
scared. Yeah, of
I
course.
was traumatized, So, yeah, so any mom that has dealt with a angel baby, like, I totally understand.
Mhm.
It's very, very, very hard. I feel like you really do need support.
Yes.
And I also wanna mention too on that topic that I know we're a little off topic, but, um, I think be sensitive to those moms that do lose any babies, their
Mhm.
infants, even if it's a freaking miscarriage.
Well, I've had a miscarriage at literally every time before the girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when I first
Oh,
found out before
wow.
Kristen, I was pregnant
So that's
and
traumatic too. How far
mhm.
along were you with your
They were
miscarriage?
very early,
Early on? Okay.
like 8 weeks, 6
Okay.
weeks,
Yeah.
and I would ask my daughter, like, "Doctor, like, what's wrong?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "It's my blood type, and it could be." I don't know, she just explained, like, sometimes when the other sex is opposite, because I am O negative,
Okay.
but I'm also Rh negative. So sometimes when the development of the baby, if my body feels like it's a threat to it, it will fight it and it could cause you
Oh,
to
miscarriage.
miscarriage.
Oh,
Yeah. Or if
wow.
I heavily bleed or God forbid get in
Yeah.
an accident or any major surgery, I have to get a shot to like help my blood like basically like stop fighting against
Calm
itself in a
down.
sense. Like
Okay.
to calm it down. Yeah.
Dang, that's
So,
crazy. Oh,
I
that's traumatic
understand how you
too.
feel of,
Oh,
like, the anxiety of, "Let me just get to 3 months," and then even then, it's still like, but the
oh
first 3
my
months of your
God.
pregnancy, you can miscarriage or something can happen, so I definitely understand because I went through that twice before, so
Yeah, and I think that, even announcing pregnancies, like I was still skeptical on doing that with Demi because
mhm.
of Ari. And I was like, let's just wait for the first
Wait.
trimester and then
Right.
let's go. But
Mhm.
the first trimester is what, 14 weeks?
Mm.
16 weeks in the second. I was still like
Still treading light
scared,
yeah, yeah.
but I started little by little. And then I think once my doctor this time around, he kind of knew what route to take and
Mhm.
told me about the cervical cerclage and
Mhm.
said, this can be, you could do that. Even the cervical cerclage, I didn't know what
What
the
that
fuck that
into
was.
Mhm.
I did not know. Again, I was that one searching
Mhm.
on TikTok, on Instagram. There was rarely anything on. But for those that may be able or will be having anything regarding a cervical cerclage, I do have info on my TikTok. I did a
Okay.
whole thing on that and I
Okay.
explained what you go through and
Mhm.
everything because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I've never done
Mhm.
this before.
Yeah.
You go get an epidural, you're down, they go in there and they just kind of
Oh my gosh.
close it up
Knit
and
it up.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close
Wow.
it up. And then basically, I felt after I had the cervical cerclage with Demi, I felt more comfortable. Like
Right.
I was like, I could breathe a
Breathe
little bit
again.
because there was
Mhm.
something there. The
Mhm.
whole time prior to that, I was like, God, please. Like I was so scared.
Yeah.
Every little thing I was scared. I was just like, oh my God, I don't know. What if my water breaks? I remember I think one time I was bleeding a little bit and I think I was at work
I
with you guys.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, "I don't know what to do," and I was starting to cry, and I was freaking out, and you
You
guys are like,
called your
"Mom, just
yeah.
go." Went to my doctor, and that's when they figured out that my cervix was opening and stuff, so I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god." So, I also am a big advocate for your doctor. Be
Yes.
that one and tell them everything.
Mhm.
Who cares? Don't feel like, "Oh, I don't wanna say that," or
Right.
no.
Or be embarrassed. They're your
You have
doctor.
to advocate for
Yeah.
yourself and your baby,
For
like,
sure. Yeah.
so that was really hard, and then, so again, I was that mom. I was looking at TikTok, I was looking at Instagram, trying to prepare myself for
Right.
everything, making sure I got everything. I still remember once I got my cerclage out, which was at 37 weeks,
Mhm.
he basically said, "Okay, we're gonna take the cerclage out. After this, she can come anytime. She can
Mhm.
come in a couple hours, she can come in a day, a week. It's up to her at this point." And I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, okay." And in my mind, I'm like, "Well, how do I know?" Like, I was in my head. He goes, "Either your water will break, your mucus plug will come out."
Mhm.
He was kind of breaking things down to me, you know? And I was like, "Okay," which I didn't even know what the fuck a mucus plug was.
Okay.
Like, I really did not.
Yeah.
And so I went, home at 38. That's the following week she came.
Okay.
It was October 6th, 7 AM, and I just remember going to the restroom and I wiped, and it was, like,
Gooey.
gooey greenish yellow, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, what is that?" I took a picture of it
Yeah.
and sent it to my friend Alejandra. Shout out to my girlfriend Alejandra.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Girl, what is this?" And she's like, "That's your mucus plug." And
Uh-huh.
she's like, "Now the baby could come anytime." And I was like, "Oh my God." So I'm over here like, "Babe, my mucus plug." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "My mucus plug came out so it can come anytime." And then I swear to you, after that, I started getting contractions
Yeah. Wow.
from 7 AM, girl, all the way
Dang.
till the next day, 3 AM.
Oh my goodness.
And I have my son, 13 years old.
Okay.
Um, he was there at home. My husband was calling. We had 2 dogs at the time, and even the dogs were, like, around. Like, I feel like animals know.
Oh, they do. They
Oh,
sense it.
girl. I just I just remember my husband I was going through the contractions, and I in my notes on the iPhone, I was writing down how far apart they were because I
Okay.
was, like, waiting. They kept saying, "Oh, you gotta wait till you're about 3 minutes apart."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Fuck." And so I was like, "Dude, this is" at first you're like, "Okay," you know,
It's tolerable.
but then it starts going and going, and I was at
Mhm.
again, I have another video on TikTok, guys. You can watch my whole fucking experience right there. Horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes. But I made sure I was like, "Get my hospital bag. Make sure you take this. Make sure" I was trying to tell my husband all this, and he was like, "Okay, babe, don't worry." Like,
Yeah.
I even remember the drive, like, I'd be like, "Ooh," like the bumps, like,
Mhm.
"Don't go so hard," you know?
Yeah.
"Ooh, girl." So being prepared, I was trying to be the most that I could.
Mhm.
And then he's the type, like, if you don't have it, fuck it, we'll buy something if we need to. Like,
Yeah.
Instacart, there's all kinds of shit nowadays,
Right,
right?
right.
So I was like, okay. That was how I kind of prepared myself, to be real.
So with everything going on, what were your emotions the first week? Like, how did you feel?
Um, I felt very happy.
Mhm.
I felt very emotional. I felt very foggy. Like
Okay.
I don't even know how to explain it, which I'm sure anybody else can relate, but I was so happy. I didn't wanna complain, be a complainer. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Mhm.
I felt like if I complained about being exhausted
Yeah.
or if I complained about being tired, that I was, like, going against what God was giving me in a
Okay.
sense, or I was complaining to Him.
Okay.
So I was really, like, against myself in that way, and I
Okay.
kept a lot of what I felt to myself
Mhm.
because I didn't want anyone to be like, "How are you gonna be like that when this is what you wanted?" You know what
Right,
I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
It was very, hard that first week. I
Mhm.
didn't really sleep for those 2 days straight, I didn't sleep. And then after, I really didn't sleep. It was broken. I was
Mhm.
breastfeeding. I didn't have a lot of milk. So
Mhm.
I was very upset with myself because I was like, my body, like, I
Mom
was
guilt.
so mad at my body.
Yeah.
One, because of my thyroid, I feel like that's a lot of my issues with my pregnancies prior
Mm.
because of my thyroid, which, you having a thyroid issue, it can be a reasoning to not get pregnant and stuff like that because
Okay.
of your hormones and stuff.
Okay.
So I was very upset at my body because I was like, oh my God, like you're not giving me milk and she needs milk. Like
Yeah.
I was trying to do the natural way. So I started taking shit, looking at things for that. Um, taking things again, going on social media.
Mhm.
I was also trying to share my experience, but it
Okay.
was so hard
Yeah.
because, again, we talked about how social media makes everything look so good. And
Mhm.
I was just like, this is not good.
Yeah.
I look like shit. I look like tired and haggard and,
Right, right.
and so it was hard. And then also my husband he wasn't even off that whole week. Like he works from home. So he took off like those first 3 days. And then
Okay.
after he was like going back to work, and I didn't have him right away. And so it was my mom giving her first bath. My mom helped me because I was so scared.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was so scared. And then changing her diaper on top of wearing diapers myself.
Right. Yeah.
That shit. Ugh. Shout out to Frida because
Right.
tucks.
Mhm.
Those things help so much because I was hurting down there, like peeing. I had to
Imagine.
use that thing to like
Oh, yeah.
the water.
Yeah.
Oh, that felt good, but it was also like, but then that going to the restroom number two, it was like, fuck,
My
you're so
experience was
close.
different. I didn't have to experience
Oh,
none of that.
girl.
But
I
that
had, oh,
C-section scar is no joke too.
mm.
Just
So it was just very my emotions were everywhere. I was so
Mhm.
happy, so sad, so like I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I don't even know if I'm doing this shit right.
Right.
I was trying to keep everybody in the loop. Everybody would be like, "Oh my god, you did it. Congrats." And I'd be like, "Huh, yeah." Like
Yeah.
um so it was hard. I didn't accept help really. I tried to do it all myself cuz
Mhm.
I went against the whole thing like you wanted this, so now do it.
Okay.
Don't pray about it, ask for things and then not do it?
Right,
Like I
right.
was really hard on myself. What about you? How was your
Let me think.
emotions?
With Kristen, I was emotional just because my mom wasn't there. Like, my
Mm,
dad was there, my sister was
but
there.
it's different.
Their dad, her dad was there, but it's not your mom, you
Yeah.
know? So that was kinda hard, but then she came, like, a week later, and
Okay.
so that kinda helped resolved a lot. But it's still, like you said, adjusting my milk supply. Girl, it's so bad. I was in the hospital, right? It was, like, a day or 2 before we left. Mind you, I had an IV in my arm,
Mhm.
and the last time that they changed it, it, like, made my hand swollen.
Ooh.
'Cause I don't know if they hit,
Yeah, they
a
probably fucked up.
vein or they didn't go deep enough.
Ugh.
So my hand was swollen, so they kept me an extra day for that. And then, just this little baby, like, Kristen was little to me. She was 7 pounds,
Aw.
so she wasn't a lot like, she was skinny, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, I have to take you home by myself." Like, there's no nurses or nothing. Like,
They're so
my
fragile
dad,
though.
he's a
Yeah.
man. And so it was
It's
like,
them
"Oh
being
my
so
gosh."
fragile and like, ugh.
Yes, and then me, like, is she eating enough? Like, I know I'm not producing a lot, so it
Yeah.
was me trying to supplement the milk that they give you at home, but not
Right.
feeling guilty of it. With Genesis, that was a whole different experience because, my dad at the time we didn't know, but my dad was slowly but surely dying. And
Mm.
so in the midst of me like, do I need to rush home to see my dad? And my sister and my stepmom are like, you're about to give birth. Like you have to just stay there. So
Yeah.
that was a lot. And then that first week, it was just, oh my gosh, like, okay, I've done this before, so I could do it. But my milk kind of came in a little faster. I was able to buy more supplements to help
Oh,
with that.
good.
I educated a lot of myself of like what I needed to do to prepare it.
This
So
time
that
around.
helped. That
That's
helped a
good.
lot. But your emotions are still high. I feel like when you have a newborn baby, it's new in general, and then it's adapting to change, and
All of
you
that.
completely just put yourself in the back burner. Like, who are you? Just the sole provider of just making sure this little baby is surviving.
Yeah.
So it's constantly like survival mode, but
It really is. That's a good phrase. It's survival
it's
mode.
survival mode.
I feel like that whole first year. And also, like, because we delivered and they came out of our body, I feel as mothers were very territorial. Like,
I didn't want help. Like, no, let me do it.
no, I
So it's
was,
done the right way.
yeah, or I want to make sure she's good. Like,
Yes. Yes.
even showering.
Mhm.
Like, I was quick to shower because I was just so, like, because I felt like I could hear her
Okay.
crying, and I
Okay.
was breastfeeding too, so I felt like, "Oh my god, it's probably because she wants milk." And then,
Mhm.
they're eating a lot.
Lot. They literally suck the soul out of you, like, literally.
These are
I
gone.
think girls do that. I don't know more so about boys, but
Well, I heard a phrase, well, this was when you're pregnant, that the girls take all your beauty.
mm,
They take everything,
yeah,
and the boys enhance it when you're having a boy,
okay.
which I don't know because neither of us have
Have boys,
had
yeah,
boys, but,
yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like they took all our beauty.
That part, that part. I might have gave him a little something, something,
Okay,
but but
but well, maybe because now I'm enhancing the shit.
right, that part. Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I still was getting ready, I was still everything. I still felt like myself in a sense,
Mhm.
just fucking
Drained.
waddling,
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that definitely the emotions are a big high that first week, so.
I feel for a while,
Oh, yes.
like, even after the week, it's just like you're in constant survival mode. I feel until, like, 3. Like, I finally once both girls turned 3, I was like, like, granted,
Yeah.
yeah, they're still very dependent of you, but it's like, you're not waking up throughout the middle of the night,
Oh my
they're now using the
god.
potty and they can, like, at least, if not tell you, voice it or show you or, like, like, point, like, it's a
Yeah.
little you gotta take a deep breath, but
Yeah, that first year is crazy.
crazy, for sure.
So, what about the things that nobody talks about, which we kinda talked a little bit on it, but
Mhm.
wearing adult diapers, what about that first period?
Honestly, so with Kristen and Genesis, my experiences that is so true. Like it's completely different.
Different?
With Kristen, that first cycle was like, oh my gosh, this is what in the world? Like, did
Mm,
y'all get everything out? I don't
mm-mm,
know, and it could be different versus having natural versus a C-section.
mm-mm.
You're still very much sore and
Hell yeah.
I cannot explain it. Like, you really don't realize how much you use your stomach and your core until they cut that mug. And it's like,
Oh,
oh my
girl.
gosh, like cough. I had a pillow like this, a little bigger, and that was my saving
Comfort.
grace because it
Yeah.
was like when you cough, or I even I'd take to the restroom because any
Pressure?
pressure or
Ugh,
is just very like, ugh, like
yeah.
I can't explain it, but and then with Genesis, I didn't really have a severe cycle. Like
Oh,
that first
okay.
period it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
And it didn't go as long, thankfully.
Oh, that's good.
So
Ugh.
I'm like, maybe they give you like maybe God was like, you know what? They had to cut you. So I'm gonna tread lightly. I'm gonna just make you bleed a little bit.
Okay, not too
Not
crazy.
too much.
Oh, no, mine was it was
Gruesome.
horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Um, I literally was in a diaper the whole time
Yeah.
because of the even having the stitching, like, you wear that pad, that
Okay.
that Frida
Yeah.
long thing I was wearing,
Mm-hmm.
and having to change, and, oh my god, it was just so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And, for in the Mexican culture or Hispanic culture, we typically stay home for 40 days. We don't
Mm-hmm.
go out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
something you were used to or told or whatever.
Maybe my grandmother was big on that.
Okay,
Like,
so
don't
my mom
go out the first 3 months except for
can't do that. Don't be barefoot. Don't
yeah.
be all kinds of different things. Like I literally was in bed for a while. Like my mom was bringing food in there.
Okay.
I was really taken care of. My
Mhm.
husband was too. My son, like in trays. I felt very like okay.
Right. I could get used
I
to
can get
this.
used to this. Let me see how long I could do this. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
But it was nice. But and then because when you're breastfeeding, you're hungry so much and
And
drinking
thirsty.
water. So the diaper thing, I was definitely wearing all that.
Mhm.
So uncomfortable. The underwear, those mesh underwears. Do you
Mhm.
remember those?
Mm-mm.
The ones that they gave you in the hospital, the little mesh ones?
Oh, yeah.
Right
Yeah.
after, so it can
Yes.
hold those were actually kinda comfortable.
Comfortable. Mhm.
So I wore those too. The giant pads like we talked about, just the bleeding was crazy. It was so insane.
Yeah.
And then that week, I wasn't really doing much of milk, but then I was taking stuff. So there's, to help your milk supply. There's
Mhm.
a lot of different things nowadays that you can eat, that you can buy.
Drink, yeah.
I went with this company called Milk Mama,
Mhm. I
and
think I told you about them.
yes, so
Yes.
I ordered their
Yeah.
stuff. So shout out to Milk Mama. Their
Yeah.
stuff helped me so much.
Mhm. And it was
Um,
good. They taste good.
yeah,
It
it
tastes
was really
good.
good. The
Yeah.
cookies I loved, the brownies I loved,
Yeah.
a lot of the little juice things
Supplements.
that they had, I
Mhm.
had. And dude, like my milk went from like nothing to like bam.
Yeah.
And I wasn't used to that because they were so freaking full. And I'd
Full.
be like, and I just remember like my boobs leak. I was like, oh my God, my boobs are leaking, And then my husband's like, what?
Nipple
And then I'm like
pads.
hurrying up trying to put the shit, like
It
it was,
hurts too. It's so uncomfortable.
I never knew. I never knew pain like that
I
there.
thought I had breast cancer. With Kristen, I am not holding you.
Seriously?
Yes, because my titties ain't never did, my boobs never did that. Like, when your milk ducts start to form,
Oh,
it
yeah.
like makes it like a rock.
Mm.
And so overnight, they're like, just keep trying, just keep trying.
Yes.
So I'm doing that. And like by day 2, because when you have a C-section, they keep you for 2 to 3 days. So by day 2, I literally remember calling the nurse. It was like late as heck. And I was
Mm.
like, I think I developed breast cancer. And she just started laughing. And I was like, this is not funny. Like, I'm really in pain. My breasts are hurting.
Oh
It
my
hurts so
God.
bad. And she was like, babe, you are okay. You were able to text it. She's like, you're okay, honey. I'll be up there. I'll check on you.
Yeah.
And so she comes and she goes, she does the thing. And she's like, babe, it's just your milk coming in. And I'm like, what? Like, oh my
Oh my God.
gosh, it hurt. It literally felt like
Mm.
somebody came in and stuffed rocks in there, and it was
Oh,
so,
yes.
engulfed. And it was like,
Mm.
she's like, you got to release it. And I'm like, you're trying to tell me this? Mind you, I have a C-section, so I'm pain. I'm
On
in
top of that.
pain. On top of that, then
Mm-mm.
boobs is on fire, and then my nipple was just like, okay,
This is fucked up.
this is crazy. How long is it gonna be like this?
Yes, girl. I
You
thought the same
know?
thing. And then even when the babies latch, like those
Mm,
the sucking and the pain, ooh, girl, I felt
it's
like
excruciating.
it feels like cuts
Yep.
and dry and just like and then it's
Brittle.
like here, like trying, you're like, like,
Mhm.
oh, I had to get the fucking nipple
Yep.
cream. I did the thing where
And them rice socks.
she told me about the rice socks
Let me
because I
tell
was scared of
y'all.
that.
Let me tell you. You
Mm,
can buy all type of they will sell you down these breast help with lactation, baby. Let me tell you, get you a tube sock. Is that what you call it?
yeah.
A long sock. Stick you about for the whole foot of the sock. Some rice in there. Throw that bad boy in the microwave. Just sit it right on there in hot water.
It felt so nice.
Mm, that was
The
one of the
heat
best.
felt good.
Yes, the heat was
It helps with
like
the milk.
to flow.
Yes, because it's so
Yes.
hard and just,
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes, girl, that helped me a lot. I was like, fuck it. I did
Mhm.
right here on both. And ooh, that was
Yeah.
no joke at
And
all.
the leaking of milk, I just remember like it didn't matter. Did you ever get like where your milk or you went to sleep and then you woke up and like your nipple was attached to the
Yes.
shirt? Oh my
Well,
God.
so that happened to me, and then I, ended up using the pads,
Mhm.
those things because I didn't know.
Me the
Like,
first time.
oh, like when you pull it off like a scab, girl,
Yes.
my Lanta, that is horrible. Like,
I'm not holding you.
ooh,
Sometimes I would lay in bed and just put the pad on there with nothing on and just like
yeah.
'cause it's just, even to touch, like, anything is just like, this is too much. It's
Oh my God, it was crazy. And then
yeah.
when they were like full of milk, I'd
Mhm.
have to get up and go pump.
Yes.
Pumping felt so
So
good.
good.
I
Mhm.
had the shit, I don't even know the name of it, but it was the one that you just put on
Put
and it
on
would
there.
just
Yep. Yep.
I did the other one, the
Handheld.
hand one, but I was like, this
It's
is
too
too
much.
I said I need the shit to just do it.
Do it.
Like it's
Yep.
too much work. And then you're
Mhm.
half asleep, you
Mhm.
know? And then it's having to wash the
All the
shit,
stuff. Yes.
clean it.
Yep.
Oh my God. It was just a lot. Breastfeeding is no joke. And hands down to whatever mom has done done that and
Ooh,
trying, it's the best nutrients, of course, for your baby. And if you can, if you don't, it's totally fine.
yeah.
Because I was breastfeeding and formula because I
Mhm.
didn't do a lot
Yeah.
until later. It was, for
Yeah.
her.
Well, like with Kristen, I only did 6 weeks. I just couldn't produce enough for
Yeah.
her. With Genesis, I was more determined, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Imma push," and we did 6 months.
Mhm.
So it was like, okay, I didn't do too bad, but, and
That's still a good
I used to
amount
always tell
too.
people too, like, you could set a goal, but don't be mad at yourself if you
No.
don't achieve that because you still did it.
Right.
Granted, some people just their body just doesn't produce, like, I don't know, they just can't
Yeah.
do it?
No, for
So,
sure. Mine just wasn't, but it took a
it
while.
took a while.
I was determined and I was like, I have to. But,
Right.
at one point I was like, if I need to call it, I'm going to
Mhm.
call it. Cause even my husband too was like, babe, like the baby needs to eat,
Eat.
and I would cry.
Mhm.
I would cry all the time,
Yeah.
random. And
Yeah.
I would just be like, I just feel guilty. Like I'm not giving her enough and,
Mhm.
this and that. And
Yeah.
it was just, it was a lot. I feel guilt for
Mhm.
moms.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
and then it's out of your comfort zone,
Mhm.
I remember taking her on the first, like, I just wanted to go on a walk, even taking her on a walk outside, like around the
Right.
neighborhood, because I was like, let me get her some sun. She needs
Mhm.
sun, because that was another thing. And I was like, okay, even doing that, I was scared.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of scary
it was
first
just, and
moments.
then, you go to the appointments.
Yeah.
It was just insane. It was very, what's the word? Affected. You're out of your comfort zone. You're dealing with a lot. Like, I just wanted to be home. I didn't
Mhm.
want to go nowhere. I
Mhm.
didn't want to do nothing. I'd try to watch stuff, but even then I wasn't really in tune because I was like with her.
Right, right.
And I feel like when your babies are breastfed, they're used to you there and they
They
sense.
sent it, yeah. Yeah.
I even to take a shower and stuff, like, I would take my top off and lay it with her so she
Okay.
smelled me still
Yeah.
while I went to shower or whatever, and my mom would watch her. Or my
Okay.
mom would put my shirt on, my husband would put my shirt on, like,
Yeah.
we were trying
Try
different things
everything.
because she was just used to me and
Mhm.
always wanted me.
Mhm.
I even remember, I don't know if you remember this, I remember I had a pain so bad on my back right here, like, so bad, but it was from holding her so much,
Oh,
like, holding and
yeah.
just being like that
Hunched over, yeah.
because I never did that. I never
Mhm.
held a baby before like that for so long, and
Yeah.
I just remember, like, and because of your milk from your back,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Mom, I don't know what's wrong, like, I feel so sore, like, my back hurts so bad," and she
Yeah.
was like, "Where?" She goes, "Neha, that's your milk, like, that's because of your
Dang.
milk and because you're holding." I was like, "Damn,
Can't
this shit's
catch a
fucked
break.
up." Like, I can't take no Tylenol
Right.
because 'cause I'm breastfeeding, I
Yes.
can't take nothing, like, I just had to deal with the pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yep.
Now let's shifting to the identity. When did you feel like a mom?
With Kristen, I would say, like, the whole process of the pregnancy, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
every milestone was like, "You're really becoming a mom" moment for me? And then, of course, when I had her, it was like, "Oh, shit, you're a mom. Like, you're really a mom. You gotta, like, really take care of this child."
Right.
I would say then,
Okay.
'cause with Genesis, I was already a mom, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
like, okay, now we
Mhm.
just add another one to the team,
Mhm.
but yeah, that first appointments and getting past those certain months of like, okay, your baby is now breathing, your baby now has developed eyes. Like
Yeah.
those milestones were like I was very in tune to the belly and
Yeah.
and talking to her and
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, this is happening?" What about for you?
I think the moment I got a positive pregnancy test.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember crying and just
Oh
like
my god, so
I knew when I
overjoyed.
got pregnant.
Mm. I did too, but with Drake, like when he called me mom, I was already
Mhm.
feeling in mom mode too. But I think like once the baby's there in your belly, like you
Yes.
start to, I had the little app that it would
Yep.
tell me starting a
Your
little
baby's a
blueberry, a
cantaloupe and yeah,
cantaloupe,
yeah,
a
yeah.
strawberry,
Yeah.
like all the fruits.
Mhm.
And I would be like, "Oh my god." And then I just remember I'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't wait till she's like a cantaloupe. I can't wait till she's like
Yeah.
this," And I would like want to hurry
The
and I'd be like, "Okay,
anxiety of that
yes.
all.
Yes." like, and
Mhm.
then, doing all the tests that you have to do to make
Yes.
sure that they're developing good, and,
Mhm.
ooh, even that, I was scared, thinking, like, what if, news comes of different ways, like,
Yeah.
it's just a
Mhm.
lot.
Mhm.
So, that, um and definitely after you give birth,
Oh, for
you're
sure.
just right
Reality
away.
kicks in, honey.
And I
Yeah.
feel like I don't wanna say, like, I felt like mom, I just felt like, "Okay, now I need to do this." Like,
Mhm.
it's kinda like you said, survival mode, but it's also like, I need to protect my baby, I need to
Mhm.
make sure she's fed, I need to make sure she's surviving, she's living. Like,
Yeah.
that was it, you
Mhm.
know? Oh, did you feel like yourself anymore after
No.
having the girls?
No. With Kristen, I mean, it's your first baby, so it was a lot of figuring out and
Mhm,
adjusting, and
mhm.
I really feel like us as moms, we kinda put ourselves in the back burner
Oh
and the
gosh.
focus just completely shifts, you know?
Mhm.
So, it was like, okay, and then with Genesis, it was a little different, because like I mentioned, I had given birth and then I lost my dad 27 days later.
Oh my god.
So the process of that was very, I felt like I didn't grieve, but then I was in postpartum.
Mm.
So it was really challenging. I couldn't cry a lot because then it would cut my milk supply
Oh
off.
my
And I
gosh.
had a
Wow.
scare where that freaked me out because I didn't have milk because I had produced to where I was okay. And
And then it just stopped?
yeah,
Mm.
my dad had passed and it was like these emotions and then me trying to get home. And I just remember for like a day straight, I was just crying and crying. And my milk supply started to like slowly but surely not produce as much because I was
Yeah.
pumping as well.
Mhm.
And I was like, I looked it up and it was like stress will
Oh my
cause
god,
that.
yes. I
And
remember.
I remember going in the restroom and I was like, I'm just gonna make it every time I shower because I would shower like 3 or 4 times a day. Every time I shower, I'm gonna just have my full blown cry out moment. And then I'd have to like get myself together. And then it was like back to baby mode.
Oh my
So it
god.
was a lot. It was a lot, but
Emotional.
a lot of emotional and a lot of it. I feel like it took a lot of endurance for me because it
Mhm.
was like I wanted to fucking scream or I wanted to cry or I wanted to be mad and I couldn't because I had this little human depending
Yeah.
on me. So it was just that challenged me a lot,
Really.
for sure. Cause, you lose a parent and it's like, okay, how do I focus on that? But
Yeah.
then this little one is still relying on me and I'm her food supply. So it was like,
Lifeline, girl.
whew, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot emotionally and just physically on my body. I feel like that kind of
Shift.
yeah, and it kind of slowly hindered me from healing. I
Yeah.
couldn't heal on
That
top
makes
of
sense.
internally healing
Mhm.
with the C-section and then trying to heal and process of the loss of my dad and it was just
Mhm.
a lot.
Oh my
It was a lot.
god.
How about you?
Feel I didn't feel like myself anymore once I was taken off of, doing physical activity
Mhm.
during my pregnancy.
Okay.
I had to minimize a lot of stuff, and I just felt like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, every appointment was so much more important, every
Mhm.
little thing was so much more important, and then obviously having her too, it was just all about her.
Yeah.
I definitely did not feel like myself. I didn't even know myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You
Um,
lose yourself because your hormones are crazy, and then you gotta remember after you have your baby, your body is still thinking you're pregnant.
yeah,
So it's like, why ain't you, hormonal or
doing all this
emotional
stuff.
and doing all
Yeah,
yeah.
it was crazy. And then it was like, I remember I would cry. I would wanna cry, and my mom would be like, "Don't cry, like, you're gonna stop your milk." So,
Mhm.
it was that. The other thing too, though, like, I had my therapist still, thank
Okay.
God, and I was talking to her, and I would just tell her that, and she's like, there's no,
Right or
s
wrong way?
science behind
Okay.
that you can't cry, like, there's no true fact to that." And I said, "Oh, really?" And she goes, "If you feel like you wanna
Mhm.
cry, you let
Mhm.
it out." And I'm
Mhm.
like, "Okay." She goes, it's a myth thing, it's a lot of cultures that do that and in regard to that, but that's not a scientific fact or
Okay.
whatever." And I was like, "Okay." So I felt a little bit better. I think too, like, my mom helped a lot, but she also brought in a lot of what she did,
Mhm, mhm.
to where it was like I was trying to also do my own.
Yeah.
And it made me feel like, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
on top of you helping, but you're telling me what to do, like, it's frustrating,
Right.
or you don't even know what I'm feeling right now. Um, with my husband too, like, it was just a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And I just felt like I was everywhere. I remember even having Demi, like, I wasn't able to go to my son's first couple games, and he was really upset
Mhm.
that I wasn't there. And again, it's like when you have multiple children, you're still as mom supposed to give the same amount of I loves yous and
Yeah.
feelings and emotions to all your children. Like that's just what it's supposed to be,
Mhm.
basically, right?
Mhm.
But it's like kids don't understand that this little baby relies on us right now. And I have to really
Yep.
dedicate time to this little one,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so that's a lot. And then also being with my husband, like he wanted my attention.
Mhm.
He wanted me to give him like, you're doing a great job, babe. Like, I love that you're doing that, you know? And I
Yeah.
would be so like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Like, you're really gonna be telling me something like that when did you not see what the fuck I went through?
Right,
Like,
right.
I was just so again, my hormones,
Mhm.
quick to be mad,
Yeah.
quick to go off, and quick to cry,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was just I just felt like it was always something,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then the baby. And I would just be like, "Why are you crying now? Like, I fed you, I did this and da da da,"
Right,
it was
right.
just always something. So it was so much. I just did not feel like myself. Even when I went back to work
Yeah.
after and I was even at work pumping and doing that and I remember you telling me it'll get easier like and
Mhm.
I would be so worried. I would cry at first because I'm leaving her and
Yeah.
I'm thinking she's probably crying the whole time, which she
She
wasn't.
wasn't.
My mom
Mhm.
would take videos and help me so much with that, but it was just a lot of worrying about that baby,
Yeah.
about my daughter, Demi, but worrying about everybody else. I didn't
Mhm.
even worry about myself,
Yeah.
you
Mom
know?
guilt is a true thing. Like you typically don't think that you're doing it and then there's certain things you're like, you're carrying mom guilt. And
Oh
which is
my
normal,
god.
but it's okay, you know?
It is, but I also think that a lot of us carry mom guilt still. Like, I know I
It
do.
never leaves.
I
I'm
always
feeling
do.
guilty for my trip this week, and I
Oh, yeah.
shouldn't be, but it never leaves. It's like, I don't know, I feel like it's because too of, how appreciative, like, we are to have our kids
Yeah.
because of the
We've
experiences we
had
have had. It's very, we try and, like, how could I say, like,
we try not to
gracefully
complain
yeah,
about it
yeah,
because this is what we wanted,
want it.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's also like a double-edged sword, like they say,
Yes.
because
Yep.
it's like this is exactly what you wanted. Why
Mhm.
would you complain about it? It's
Right.
just we're humans. Like
Mhm.
I till this day, Demi's barely gonna be 3 this October.
Mhm.
And I think I told you the other day, "Oh my god, I'm starting to feel what you told me about where it starts to like I'm breathing a little bit."
Mhm.
And
That
I even told my
independent.
husband the other day, because we're in a new place and everything and moving and all that. And
Right.
she's now able to like play on it by herself a little bit. Like I can escape every so often out of her sight and
Mhm.
she's not
Mhm.
very like crying right away or,
Yes. Yep.
it's getting a little easier. It's just, I mean, even, I'll be going somewhere next week or whatnot, but even then it's like telling my husband, which I don't have to ask him to
Right.
go anywhere, but I appreciate his input. Like,
Mhm.
"Hey, are you good if
Right.
I do this?"
Right,
And he'll
right.
be like, "Yeah, babe, go ahead," Or he's always gone for trips for work and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So sometimes I'm like, "Dang, you always get to go." And he's always like, "I never tell you don't like go."
Yeah.
But I never do. Like,
Right.
I think because 'cause I'm so used to my babies, even
Mhm.
my son, like, I leave somewhere, granted, my mom will watch the kids or whatnot, but it's not the same you not watching your kid or giving them the bath, giving them bedtime, like,
Mhm.
routine is so huge for me that I feel like I throw it off, so I feel bad,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But my husband will be like, "Babe, she'll be fine. Like, you're
Yeah.
good. Just go. Just go. Just
Yep.
go. Just go." Like, he'll tell me that, "Just go."
Baby, you ain't got now, you ain't got to tell me twice. But don't get me wrong, I still feel bad. Like It's sad. It ain't sad, but it's sad because it's like, why do we feel bad when we're providing, we're there, we're present,
I
you
think
know?
because I think it's because we've been on survival mode for so long that we don't know nothing else.
Mhm,
It's kind of like going through a trauma, right?
mhm,
And it's now learning who you were before that. Not saying that our
mhm,
kids were the trauma, but like it's almost in that instinct. Like, for example, my husband the other day brought up a picture of Demi when she was like a little baby, maybe about 2 months. And he's
mhm,
like, "Oh, do you remember that?" And I was looking at it like, "Yeah, but I was really not there, babe." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I like told him, I said, "You know what? The first year was very hard." I said, "I
mhm.
don't think you realize that." I don't want to get emotional.
Yeah, no, go on ahead.
But I felt like I was just trying to be,
The best mommy that you could be
that I
without
could be,
disappointing anybody, yeah.
and it was
Oh, you
hard.
did a good job, friend.
And it was hard,
Yeah.
and I felt so lonely
Mhm.
that time period of my life
Right.
to where, moments with her, I miss because I wasn't mentally there.
There, right.
Postpartum was fucked up
Yeah.
to us on that, you know?
Mhm.
And I think, like, as being moms, we try so hard to just keep our head up and be
Right.
strong, but it's like moments like this, you think about it, you're just like, "Damn, I miss that," you know?
Mhm.
So now with that, like, I tell him, like, that's why I enjoy the moments as much as I can with her
Right.
now because I'm present. I
Right.
told him, "I wish who I am right now, I was
Mhm.
her that time
Right.
when I had her."
Right.
But
But even then, like, to kinda, like, ease on yourself, she won't remember that.
I
You
know.
know what I'm saying? Not to say it like
No,
that,
I
but
know, I
so that
know.
you can just, like,
Yeah.
you already said it, just let it be, because
No,
we
I know.
can't, and at
Absolutely
least
not.
you were still present in the midst of not being present. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
all the pictures and stuff, Demi will never be able to say, "Well, my mommy wasn't
Oh,
there,"
of
or "My
course not.
mommy didn't smile," or "My mommy wasn't happy."
Yeah, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying?
Yeah, of
It's
course.
just the freaking mom guilt that we carry, you know?
It's that emotion that is there in
It's
there.
there because you know that it affected you,
Yes,
so you
big
think
time.
it affected her,
Her.
when
Right.
reality wasn't. You were doing
No.
just all you could of what you could and what
Yeah.
your body would allow you to, you know? But
Mhm.
I definitely get it because that's how I kinda felt like
Yeah.
that first year, with more so with Genesis, just because of the dynamics was very blurry, you know? But, I mean, what can you do? You know, you have to just try and have your moments and talk it out or let it out and keep it pushing because, you know,
What's something at the time, like, speaking about it now, like, what do you think you could have done to help you a little bit more through that? What do you think would have gave you a little bit of a relief?
I don't know. Um Maybe from, I think I was carrying guilt of not being there for my dad, or not
Mm.
those last like 6 months of not being there. But then I would, like, before my dad couldn't speak and stuff, he'd be like, "Well, what you feel guilty for? Like, you got to take care of you and that baby." But it's still like,
You're
fuck,
my
I still want to
dad.
be there for you, you know, because me and my dad were very close. So it was like carrying that guilt, and then him passing and me not
Mm.
being there,
Yeah.
not being able to see him one more time. But then I think about it and it's like, I feel like God's timing is
Everything,
everything, because
absolutely.
when I did move back home, that was when my dad really hit it hard.
Okay.
You know, so he started losing weight, and then it went
It
from
was
him,
really
it
getting
was
him.
really
Oh
bad,
god.
you know, and I really feel my dad knew, one, I couldn't handle that, seeing him like that, but
Yeah.
not only two, me bringing this baby I'm carrying in the midst of all that, you know? So it was like me not feeling guilty the way stuff played out,
Yeah, but
you know,
still,
but it's
you're a
still,
daughter. You were a
yeah.
daughter first before a mother.
Before a mom, yeah.
So
And
you're
I was there,
mhm.
you know, so I would carry the guilt of, like, I left my dad, you know,
Yeah.
but my dad would always tell me, like, "Well, you gotta have a family, and you gotta do for you," and at that point, we were just, like, 3 months pregnant, so he's like, "You know, you have your boyfriend now, and you guys are
Yeah.
starting a family." So he always tried to reassure me, like, "You leaving is not, don't feel bad for that,
Right.
like, you have to do what you have to do because you're grown now,
Yeah.
but it's different on the other way looking in. It's like, yeah, but I would have just tried to stay there or,
No, for sure. You
but
would have been trying to do more for
more
others on top of what you were
we're
doing for your
doing.
baby, you know?
Mhm.
I think for me, one thing I a couple things I would have changed. I mean, in a sense, if now that I know,
Mm,
like, we don't wanna interrupt their peace or mom being with the baby or anything, but
mhm.
sometimes I think I would have wanted, like, the phone calls
Mhm.
or to talk to somebody or
Mhm.
cry on the phone just so I can be like, "Okay, I'm not a I they understand. They
Mhm.
get it," you
Or to
know?
vent and let it out.
Yeah, because, like I said, I felt lonely because I didn't wanna tell my mom too because I feel like back then, I feel like they had to
The
be
dynamics are
strong.
different.
It was just different,
Yeah,
different
for
times.
sure.
And I feel like, I didn't wanna complain, and I think my husband, he didn't really understand.
He's a
He's
man.
a guy,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I think if I woulda had, like, my girlfriends, like,
Oh, I
people
wish I would have known. I was just trying to
well,
respect your
no, you're
peace, you
totally
know?
fine. But I'm saying no, but I understand too because even with other women, like,
Mhm.
I'm like, "Let me know when you're ready," like,
Yeah.
So even other women that I know that had babies after me, like, I'd reach out, I'd say little things because I totally remember, and I'd be like,
Mhm.
"Hey, you're not alone," like,
Yeah.
I just remember that feeling, like,
Mhm.
fuck, like, everyone's checking in on the baby, but no one's
Not
checking
checking
in
on
on
me.
mom.
Gr
Remember too, my therapist, I think that's what helped me a lot too is with her. 'Cause I needed her during this whole thing. I
Yeah.
needed her definitely, especially because my experience with Ari, and she just asking me those things, and she would just validate everything for me and make me feel good, and I'd be like, "Okay,
Mhm.
cool." I was able to, like, come back a little stronger
Yeah.
once I had those sessions with her,
Mhm.
but, um, yeah, I think definitely you need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Like, couple calls every so often, or even if you wanna cry and vent about something,
Mhm.
like, let it out. Literally let it out, like,
Yeah.
don't hold it in, you know?
Well, I feel like that's what helped too, like, with after my dad passed, I waited a little bit and then I jumped into therapy, and
Mhm.
that helped a lot because it was therapy just gives you the coping mechanisms that you need to just keep going through life,
Yeah.
So it was like, let me try this. And I remember you telling me like therapy will help you because it will help you when you have those triggers
Yeah.
or when you hear a song, like, it kind of helps with getting you out of that thought process, but still remembering,
Well, learning to process it,
learning to
in the
process
moment.
it. Yes. And so I could say that helped a lot because I didn't get angry. And
Mhm.
most people when somebody significant like that dies, they get very angry of
Yeah, you
like
go through a stage of that.
stages of
Mhm.
grieving, and I could say I'm thankfully I never took it out on the girls or my relationship or my baby. Like I think too, I was like so happy that my baby was here as if like that was the blessing my dad left me to
That's
get
cute.
me through that
That's
because he
beautiful.
knew like, not that
Mhm.
I would die, but that's literally how it feels. Like, when you lose a parent, it makes you like, you do kind of lose yourself. So in the midst of losing myself, trying to figure out,
Yeah.
then with pregnancy and postpartum, it was like, oh my gosh, who am I?
Yeah.
Who was getting ready? You seen how I was thugging it out the first year of
I
going to
actually
work.
was getting ready still. I even remember going to her appointments. I mean, it was a struggle, let me tell
Mm-mm.
you. Even to wear clothes, like I felt so
So not yourself.
I mean, I was wearing leggings for a cool minute because I
Stretchy
was so
dresses and shirts.
uncomfortable.
Yep.
And then I had to wear shit where like to make sure that I was able to breastfeed her.
Yep.
So, making sure my
The
tops were
comfortable
okay, like,
bras.
making sure
Mm-hmm.
it was just a lot to go out with the baby. It was
Oh
so
yeah.
much. It was like a whole day thing, even though it was a quick little 30-minute appointment to the
Mhm.
doctor.
And see, I was still kinda, like, coming out of COVID
Mhm.
with
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jen, so I was very we're not going nowhere unless we literally have
Have
to. I
to.
stayed home for a lot of the time, literally until it was time for me to go back to work,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Damn, I guess I do have to start going to work." But
It's crazy times.
yeah. Do you feel like you found yourself again?
Found myself again just recently.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy, maybe not, but
No.
just recently, I think,
Mhm.
working out, losing
Mhm.
weight,
Mhm.
just, like, feeling good again, getting more energy.
Being able to focus on you.
Yes, having
Mhm.
the time to
Mhm.
focus
To
on me
focus on you, yeah.
and then sleep
Mhm.
again,
Mhm.
because even shit, she was still sometimes getting up and I'd be like, "Oh my god," like,
Yeah.
that broken sleep is fucked up, you
It's
know? It
crazy.
takes you out.
It
And
does.
it's like you're zombie mode. It's really or I call it airplane mode, like, you don't even know what's going on.
Mhm.
So I feel like recently just being able to have my routine back,
Yeah.
being able to sleep. Mind you, sometimes she does get up, but I just get her, lay her in the bed, and she's out with us. Like, not like
Mhm.
how before I would have to, like, be in
Fishing.
the rocking chair and all that, like,
Yeah.
no. It's a lot easier, and it took a while. I did not think it was gonna take that long.
Mhm.
But I'm okay with it. Like, I think too, once you have a baby, okay, the moment you're pregnant, we're very much on the development, right, of the
Mhm.
baby, and we're counting, we're getting ready. We're waiting for the first trimester, second
Right.
trimester, third trimester.
Right.
Then it's like having the baby, and then it's meeting those milestones of them
Mhm.
growing up. The
Mhm.
first 3 months, going
Right.
through all that. And so the stages, I just feel like it's just like a boom, 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 like stage thing, every little thing till where you're like, I remember even being like, God, I can't wait till we get out of the beginning of the 3 to 4 months when they're good. Like you're not worried about what's that called?
Crib death? Mhm.
Yes, that. It was just a lot of different milestones that
Yeah.
I would keep counting till this day.
Yeah.
To make sure she was good. So it's
Mhm.
like, I feel like putting ourselves on a time crunch all the time. It was just hard.
Mhm.
And mind you, since you have a baby, your well, me personally, yes, I felt disgusting. I felt like, oh, but I also wasn't like, okay, I can't wait to hurry up and get back into the gym and do that
Yeah.
because I felt like shit. Like, my
You didn't
body
have
just
the
felt fucked
energy.
up,
Yeah. Yeah.
and because I, in my mind, had put, I'm breastfeeding for a year.
Mhm.
So I already knew, like, I'm gonna be eating, I'm gonna be drinking water, I'm gonna do all this stuff. Like, I don't know how that's gonna be.
Right.
I didn't know what to expect.
Mm.
So that first year, I kind of already was telling myself, like, girl, don't even try to put that on yourself because you're doing all this shit.
Right.
I literally would have talks to myself,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
girl, you're good.
Mm.
You're good. Your
Reassuring.
husband loves you. Don't
Yeah.
worry. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're good. Or you love yourself. I would even talk to myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Just have to say, you just had a baby, bitch. Relax.
Calm
Like,
down.
like I
Mhm.
literally had to do that to myself because I know where I could take myself if I
Right.
didn't, and I
Right.
didn't want to do that. It's about you.
Um, with Kristen, I don't know if I ever like found myself. Like
Oh, really?
I felt very not lost with her, but just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of change and adapting, and the situation with her dad and stuff was just
Mm,
it was a lot. And then after having Genesis, I don't know, I kinda agree with you, like, she's 4, and I'd say within this last year, like,
you really feel
I
like you got
really
it.
felt like, "Okay, you know what? Imma take care of me." Like, I've been taking care of Stink, I've been taking care of Jen. I need to take care of me. I need to start
Mhm.
pouring back into me because I was noticing I was lacking in certain areas where it's like, I haven't been like that, or I haven't felt like
Yeah.
that? And then on the in the process of grieving too, like, I really felt like I lost an emotional side of me where it was just, like, very numb?
Mm,
So it was like, okay, I did the self-development as far as going to therapy. Let me start working out. Let me start eating right. Let me
yeah.
start drinking water. Let me make sure my nutrients, because that is where I felt I lagged a lot with Kristen after I had her. It was constant survival mode? And so with Genesis, it was like, you know what? I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm about to
Yeah.
change this whole scenario, and I'm going to make sure I'm straight so they're straight.
Yeah.
So I agree, like, this last year.
Yeah, it takes a lot. I think, and again, working out, eating good food, and making sure you're taking care of yourself, hydrating yourself, making sure you're taking your
Mhm.
vitamins, all this stuff. Like once, I think too, because I'm older, I
Mhm.
already knew, like, okay, you're not young girl, you're not in your 20s. You did
Yeah.
this in your 30s. You need to now make sure you're gonna be here for your
Mhm.
kids.
That too.
So I think I was like, I need to get back on my routine. I
Yeah.
need to lose the weight. And again, that's why I went into the peptide,
Right. Right.
because I needed something quick. I already through my lifetime has started over with losing weight many
Many times.
times,
Yeah. Yeah.
too many times, right? This time was different. Why? Because I just had a baby,
Mhm.
which my body changed. Your body changes, your body's reacting different. A lot of different things are happening. Your mental's
Mhm.
different. Like, it's just a lot of shit going on to where I did not have the capacity to put something else on myself to
Mhm.
think of, now I really got to go in and go hard, right? Because
Yeah.
I knew what I was going up against, my
Right.
thyroid. I knew
Right.
the thyroid was going to slow me down again.
Mhm.
I didn't wanna go and depend on,
Bunch of
a
nutrients. I
bunch
mean,
of
not,
stuff or,
supplements and
like,
stuff.
supplements,
Mhm.
I just
Mhm.
wanted something that was like, "Let me just go in and not have to worry about it."
Efficient. Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
I knew that doing that, I didn't have to always make the gym every day because
Mhm.
I couldn't. I
Yeah.
really couldn't. Breastfeeding, I could not do that.
Right.
Mind you, even after breastfeeding, it was the broken sleep still because she would get up. So I didn't
Mhm.
do peptides till I was done
Done,
breastfeeding
done.
because I
Right.
couldn't, right?
Right.
So that really took a toll. And once I did the peptide, I was just like, well, either I make it to the gym or I don't. Like,
Mhm.
but if I didn't, I would be pissed off
Yeah.
because I'm like, "Fuck, man." Like, I would get so mad at myself, but then I wasn't like how you are where
Mhm.
you tell yourself, "Girl, it's fine. You have this. It's working for you." I didn't think like that. I would
Okay.
just still be mad at myself,
Yeah.
and I would be like, "Oh my god." But I also think because the gym was my release for a
Mhm.
lot of stress,
Mhm.
a lot of anxiety, a lot of all these different things, right?
Okay.
And I think that's what helped a
Yeah.
lot. So, that's why it took me where it took me,
Dang, you know what? That's crazy that I was just thinking about it and I was like, dang, because Genesis name comes from the Bible. So it's like the new beginning of life. And I'm
Mm.
like, that is kind of true of when I was like, I felt like I went through not a tough life, but a tough experience in a sense, like
Well,
a
it was
challenging
yours.
with Kristen.
Yeah.
And then with her, it really just changed my mindset of like, no, like you have these beautiful kids, like you need to make sure that you're good and
Yeah.
that you can be here to witness their journey, and like you
Mhm.
said, the health scares, like, oh shit, I'm almost pre-diabetic. I'm only 34.
Mm-mm.
Hell no. And my mom would always say that, like, okay, Mariah, learn from me. I turned 40 and on 40 days and 1 day, like 40 years and 1 day, bam, diabetes hit
Oh,
me.
hell no.
And I was like, went to the doctor and he was like, yeah, you're creeping up that road. Say less.
My god,
I need to make sure
no.
I'm here for my girls. Forget that. Let me create this gym routine and do what
Mm-mm.
I need to do. And like you said, I've started over. I done tried all kind of diets, smoothie diets, military, you name it. Okay. Books galore.
I just think it's different once you have kids because that's just another thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have the capacity for that to be
Yeah.
like, "Let me make sure I eat this and this and this and this." Like, fuck, I'm barely doing it as
Mm-hmm.
it is. I'm just trying to make sure she's good, doesn't
Right.
cry, doesn't fucking,
Yeah, I think I didn't know any better. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
especially with stink, I didn't know any better and I wasn't in tune into it. So now, like you said, we're getting older, we're growing, like stuff's changing, things are coming up, and it's like,
Yeah.
you better peep game. Like you didn't try, so you know you capable of. Now you just gotta be consistent, you
Well,
know?
yeah. Well, and then my husband too, like he would bring it up sometimes, like, "Damn, babe, we're not young anymore." And I'm like, "Well,
Mm-hmm.
no." Or we'll say like, "Damn, why do we do this so late?
Late,
Like,
yeah.
so fucking tired,"
Right,
And
right.
that's the other thing. Like, yes, you obviously our life was a little way more stable. We were good. We were good. We were in a
Mm-hmm.
position to be,
Mm-hmm.
financially and just have everything, no drama
Burdens,
or
yeah.
no toxicity in our life. We were good to have a baby and everything, but it was just more at that point, like our energy levels, our health
Mm-hmm.
was what me and him needed to refocus on.
Right,
So
right.
we both now, I mean, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I think for men it's different because they're not doing that whole hormonal change. They're not dealing
Right.
with all that. We are dealing with a lot of shit on top of
Mhm.
a lot of stuff, like it's
Yeah.
crazy. and they can bounce back anytime.
Yeah.
Us, it took a while. Like
It
we have
takes a
baggage
minute.
with it no matter what because our
Mhm.
babies, you
Yeah,
know?
and the way the women body is just made, like, all the extra shit that comes with it, who wants to be
Yeah.
working out when you're freaking bleeding out blood clots and shit?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
your focus is like, "I'm just trying to survive through this cycle, like, I'm just trying to make it," you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
But
So what's something you wish someone had told you? Like what's one thing you think every new mom should know?
it's okay. Like, it's okay to be figuring it out. There's no right or wrong way. Every child's different, every experience is different, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I truly feel if God blesses you with the opportunity to one withhold a child, let alone bring it in this world,
Yes.
then he gonna challenge you. He's gonna put a little pressure on you, but it's nothing that you can't handle or burden.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't, not that nobody ever told me that, but now going through it, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
No, for sure.
What about you?
Um it's okay and it's okay to ask for help.
That's a
Don't feel
big one.
bad. Um I think too just take it day by day. Honestly, I wish I would have not worried about the milestones,
Yeah.
not worried about making sure this and this and this. Like,
Mhm.
I think that would have helped me a lot. And don't compare yourself to nobody else.
No.
Everybody's different. I think that's another big factor
Yes.
that would have been beneficial for me. Um, the expectation of making sure your household, all that shit, like throw it out the window.
Mhm.
Don't worry about it.
That's one of them things where they say, like, "I just wanna be prepared to have a child." Don't get me wrong, you can to a certain extent,
But you're
but
never prepared.
no, and it's God's timing, so even when you think you are, He'll make you wait or test your
So
patience.
you guys know we do, before we wrap up, we do a rapid fire. So let me ask you on this rapid fire, would it be for you formula or breastfeeding?
Breastfeeding.
Okay. Yes, definitely breastfeeding. Coffee or
Ugh,
energy drinks?
coffee. I'm not a big energy drink
Yeah.
person. They
I
give me heart
used to be.
palpitations.
No, I do every so often. I just need I like the taste of them sometimes. It's
Okay.
not so much because of energy. Like I'm
Mhm,
always running on fumes.
mhm.
So either or, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Okay, what about shower or nap?
Nap.
Same.
No, though, I can't I'm
No,
not funky, so a nap.
I'm a nap. Yeah, I'm not funky either.
I
So,
need all the sleep.
well, carrier or stroller?
I'm a stroller girl. Don't get me wrong, I did have the ones that were, like, swaddling, those were cool, but I just feel very like I was constantly like or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that.
Okay.
I need the security of my baby straight,
Yeah.
you know?
I like the baby carrier.
Do you?
I loved her again, it's probably my trauma
Yeah.
because of losing my baby prior and just her there with me.
Okay.
And she was there. Like
Yeah.
I just felt secure. I knew where she was at.
Yeah.
The stroller, I was very like, oh,
The first 3 months, I can agree with that.
yeah,
I did keep Jen very swaddled on me. I had a good one too where it was more of a swaddle than
yeah.
like a carrier, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
did, but as she started to get older, it was like, "Yeah, you a stroller. Let me
Yeah.
put you in this stroller for the convenience,"
No,
you
for
know?
sure. Okay, well, on swaddle or sleep sack?
I use more so swaddlers.
Same.
I even had the one where it would like
Yeah.
but I don't know. I felt like the swaddle was more a replica of the womb.
Yeah, same. We tried the sleep sack and no,
Mm-mm.
was not working. It was those it was a brand, it was like a heavy weighted one.
Yeah.
And I just was like, fuck. What if she
Mm-mm.
don't what if she don't breathe in this? Like I got scared. So
Yeah.
I was like, no, let me just do the swaddle. I felt more secure with that.
And even with the swallow, they can kinda, like, break,
Move.
you know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Compared to that thing is like,
Yeah.
you
No,
in
for sure.
there.
No, I agree. So, what was harder, labor or the first month?
It's both for me because my body just couldn't produce, to go into labor and having to have the C-section. I feel like that itself kind of weird on
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because it was like a lot. I'm trying to make sure I'm straight right here, but then I still got to nurture this baby. So it was like,
Both.
it's both. It was
Okay.
just like, ooh,
Ugh. Yeah.
you
And you
know?
had a C-section, so
Yeah,
mm-mm.
with Genesis, it really hit me hard that second time. My healing process was not the same, and I thought it was stuff that I was doing, which granted I wasn't doing nothing, so it was just like,
But you were,
why
shit.
am I healing like this? And then a certain part of the incision had like opened up,
Oh my
so I
god.
had to go back and they had to restitch. It was just
A lot.
it was a lot.
Mhm.
Those first 3 months for me was very just a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I believe for me the same. Labor wasn't I feel like labor, it's a glimpse, like quick pain type thing that I went
Mhm.
through. I didn't have a C-section, so I just did natural, but oh my god, that first month, I think
Ooh,
that was harder for me. And even after you have the baby naturally, like, I think after my adrenaline wore off,
the
girl,
pain
I
came.
felt like I got hit by a
Bus.
fucking bus,
Girl,
literally,
yes.
and right here, like, my hips,
Sore,
everything was
everything.
sore as fuck, like, I never experienced that, and then my
Mhm.
back hurting because of my boob, the milk coming, like,
Seeing you didn't
ripped
get an
down there.
epidural, huh?
No, but I got ripped down there, so I had stitches down there, so when I would pee, like,
Ugh.
ooh, it was just crazy.
See, now I feel like I'm now starting to experience, excuse me, the fucking epidural pain because my back is
Oh,
shot.
yeah. Yeah, no.
We
But,
don't never catch a break.
no, we don't. And that epidural, dude, like, what the fuck?
That shit is
I did not
crazy.
okay, so when I had that epidural, I mean, obviously, I was scared of having the epidural because I was scared of being,
Paralyzed?
paralyzed because that's what we think about, right? Like,
Girl.
you can get paralyzed and you're like, "Oh my god." Well, I just remember I'm having contractions, and then I have to be, like, hunched over like this, and then having
Mhm.
a contraction
In the
and
midst of
not
it. And you
yes.
can't move.
That was horrible.
I got one better for you. With Genesis, the first one didn't take. So he goes, I gotta go back in.
Oh, hell no.
You gotta go back in, mind you, because you're sitting on the operating table and they're like, move your legs. So he does it. And he's like,
Mm-mm.
okay, move them. Girl, I was just a flipping and flopping. And he was like, you're not supposed to be able to do that. And I'm looking at him like,
What you
well, what
mean?
happened? Like, you the doctor? He's like,
Oh, hell no.
I think I gotta go back in.
Oh,
I
I
said,
think.
you gotta go back in. That's like having 3 epidurals, 2 with Genesis and 1 with Kristen. Back shot.
Oh my god. No, for sure. I just remember him telling me, "Do not lean back, because
And
then I
don't
have to what is it?
sanitize.
Sanitize everything, and it's gonna take longer." And I was like,
Ooh, girl.
"Okay." So I'm over here. I just remember I was talking to God in the moment. Literally was. I was like, "Please, God, just help me get through this
Right.
pain. Don't let me get paralyzed, please,
Yeah.
God." I was just really like breathing. And
Yeah.
in my mind, I was also like, my husband doesn't have to do any of
Any of
this
this?
shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I even remember when I had the contractions, he had the TV on and there was like, I think a commercial that went on and it was like opera sing. I don't know what the fuck it was going on. And I just remember it was hard. They were really close and they were strong. And I just remember telling him, turn that motherfucker off. Like, turn that bitch off. She needs to be quiet. He's like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, turn the TV off. Like,
Yeah.
it's
It
weird.
hurts.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
I experienced that with Kristen before I got my epidural, and I was
Mm-mm.
like, "You want me to be in labor how long like this?"
Mm.
It's almost like
Uh,
your stomach's getting pulled, and then they're like shrinking it back. But
okay.
it's like,
So, when you go in to the hospital and because you're going to have labor, but then they
mm-hmm.
have to check all your vials. They're asking you questions.
Yes,
Why?
I don't have not a
Girl,
thought
I can't even
process.
think. And I'm just like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm good. And I'm just telling my
Uh-huh.
husband, like, why are you fucking talking? Like, tell that bitch to shut up, answer for me. Like,
Right.
And he's just like, and he's like, can she get that epidural? Can she? And they're like, we have to wait. We have to wait. Like, there's other people getting there. And I'm like, oh my God. I just
Mm-hmm.
remember, like, this is fucked up. This
Trauma.
is so fucked up.
Yep.
I was such a crybaby, but I didn't give a fuck
Yeah.
because one, I'm not even good with pain.
Right.
That's why I don't have tattoos. Like, I just don't do pain. I don't like none of that stuff. It
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in pain like that.
Mhm.
That's just me. I'm dramatic. I'm very emotional. I don't
Yeah.
care. Like, it was crazy. And then
Wow.
you're asking me all these questions.
Questions.
Like, why are
Can
we
we
doing
pre-fill
that?
that before we get there?
Ooh, like you have my chart.
Right.
You know what
Ain't nothing changed besides me getting ready to have this baby.
put the shit on, let the shit tell
Tell
you
you.
you're the one that went to school for this shit, not me.
Right,
Like, I don't
right.
know. Oh no. And then they're
Yeah.
like, well, how far apart are they? And I'm like, okay, they're
Enough.
already 3. They're already good. Like, let's go, lady. Like, oh God, it was
Mhm.
horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. But on a lighter note,
Right.
definitely take advantage of your time off.
And just take care of yourself. Like, I know that's so cliche to say, but if you're not good, that baby isn't good. So,
For sure.
really try and have the support. If you don't have the support, talk to God. Like, you do something to keep your mind from going negative and keeping you in that negative space. Because postpartum will definitely trigger that
Oh my gosh,
and
yeah.
try and keep you down, you know? So, just
Mhm.
try and do as much as you can and just make sure you do for you too.
Definitely. And also, if you are alone and you're doing that alone, again, there's people around you
Mhm.
that are wanting to check in on you and things like that. Go ahead and reach out if you need to. Don't be
Yeah.
scared. A lot of times I think when we have friends or we have our own friends and stuff, we're scared to bother, but that's what friends are for.
Or
They're supposed to be there through the good, the bad, all of
yeah,
it. So
family too.
let them do something for you, family as well,
Mhm.
and just, give somebody a call, whatever, so you're not dealing with it alone. And
Yeah.
again, like Mariah said, take care of yourself because you need to be good for yourself and that baby.
Mhm.
And don't rush. Don't rush
Mhm.
the process. Just take it day by day. That's
One day
it.
at a
Don't
time.
even count the milestone. Just go through the motion. Just go through the experience if you can
Yep.
and try to be in the moment because it's so hard that first year to be in the moment when you're
Yeah.
feeling like you're on survival mode. But we hope you guys enjoyed this episode and
Yeah.
all our
Mommy.
previous and and stuff, all our pregnancy, postpartum, and
Yes.
just everything that we experienced. We hope this reached anyone else. And if you're in the moment again, just reach out to somebody, take care of you. And if you know somebody that is going through it, go ahead and send them this episode and we'll
Yeah.
catch you guys on the next one. Thanks
Thanks
for
for watching
watching the
Unfiltered
Unfiltered
Woman
Women podcast.
podcast. Bye.
Bye.